begins at 5:30.
Good afternoon, and thank you for joining us for 25 News Now at 5:30. I'm Adam Seibel. It was Election Day in the Crossroads for the May 6th election being on Saturday, so one of the items on the ballot was a $10 million facility bond to build a 3-story student success center for Victoria College, which is projected to have passed. The college already had $26.5 million in committed grants, gifts, and institutional funds. It would fund a $36.5 million student success center. You can see this is projected to pass with 54% of voters saying yes. The homeowner with a $100,000 home would see a $2.10 increase for 3 years. The rate would go down $5.80 in 2027 due to a paid-off bond debt. There's not a tax rate increase for homeowners over the age of 65 or residents with disabilities who have filed for exemption. And in the election for Victoria ISD trustees, we have 2 incumbents that are projected to have been unseated. B.J. Nelson has unseated incumbent Brett Baldwin, with Nelson receiving 52% of the vote and Baldwin receiving 48% of the vote. And another incumbent in the Victoria ISD unseated, with Rick Jones winning the Victoria ISD trustee single-member District 5 seat, unseating incumbent Tammy Keeling. Jones receiving 65% of the vote and Keeling receiving 35% of the vote. And for all of the election results, you can come to crossroadstoday.com. You can click on the elections banner at the top there. We'll have races like Commissioner District 3 in the Calhoun County Port Authority, where Justin Weaver won with 80% of the vote. You can also see results from Industrial ISD, Cuero City Council, Refugio City Council, Port Lavaca City Council, and the Yoakum bond election. All right, it's time to talk weather on this Sunday night. Howie, it looked like it was a rainy one this morning, but it was pretty nice. Do we expect any more rain?
It was beautiful. I got to sleep until about 11 o'clock. It's probably one of the longer periods I slept. The rain is always nice for that. Yeah, so we had some thunderstorms this morning, about 1/3 of an inch of rain in portions of the viewing area. At the moment, we do have some fast-moving upper-level winds. That's helping to raise the moisture up and bring us some showers, but most of that activity is taking place away from South Texas, off to the west, northwest. We're looking at severe thunderstorm watches and warnings. So for the most part, we're dodging the severe weather, but we can see some showers tonight. We'll dry off tomorrow, but then rain can start up again as early as Monday night. And we're going to touch more on that coming up in just a bit, Adam.
All right, thanks, Howie. 8 people are dead after police say a gunman opened fire at an outdoor outlet mall in Texas. 25 News Now, Darius McCormick has more. Darius?
That's right, Adam. 7 more people are hospitalized, 3 in critical condition this morning. However, police in the town of Allen say one of their officers shot and killed the gunman.
The sound of gunfire disrupting a peaceful day at a shopping outlet outside of Dallas, Texas, Saturday afternoon.
We got shots fired at the outlaw. I got people running.
The shooting happened around 3:30 p.m. local time.
Our officer was at Allen Premium Outlets on an unrelated call. He heard gunshots, located the gunshot, located the shooter, neutralized the shooter. We believe at this point that the shooter acted alone.
The outdoor shopping area packed with hundreds of shoppers on what was a sunny, warm day. Cole Korchak was there with his mother when he heard the shooting.
There's this guy dressed in all black, wearing a vest, has an assault rifle, and he's just shooting at people.
Eber Romero was there too and saw some of the victims.
It's people injured, really bad, some dead bodies. The shooters keep all the way around, like probably 5-10 stores. You know, they keep shooting because the glass broken and everything.
Many shoppers say they ran inside stores to hide.
Pop, 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 pop. And we saw sparks flying, like it was right in front of us, so we just ran into the Converse store. They locked the door. We all hunkered down in the back.
We were all freaking out. We're like, what's going on? What's going on? And I had to go back to the front, lock the door. That's when I saw like cops all coming in. The helicopters was coming in.
Multiple agencies responded, including the FBI and ATF. Police officers escorted shoppers to safety, many seen walking with their hands above their heads.
At this point, police have not released any details of a possible motive, nor have they shared the identity of the gunman. In Allen, Texas, Melissa Don, ABC News.
So that leads us to your viewer poll this evening. You can scan that QR code right there on your screen to vote. So the viewer poll is, are you afraid to go to public places like malls in fear of a mass shooting? Looks like 33% say yes, you are, and 67% say no. Well, we appreciate you all voting. You can come to crossroadstoday.com/vote to participate. I'll have what you and your neighbors are saying tonight on 25 News Now at 10. All right, Crossroads, grab your cell phone and you can scan this QR code. This is to download the Crossroads Today app. You can watch us anytime, anywhere, and get breaking news alerts and vote in those viewer polls. And like last night for the election, we'll have election results, latest news stories. So it's just a great app for all of us, for all of you to take us wherever you are, right there in your pocket. So you can also learn about ongoing contests and submit news tips, videos, and photos. Stay with us. Coming up on 25 News Now at 5:30. At least 7 people are dead and at least 12 more suffered injuries after they were hit by a vehicle this morning in Brownsville.
Looking at some showers, we dry off on Monday and then the rain starts up again. We'll talk more about it coming up in just a little bit.
Another tragedy unfolding here in Texas, this time in the border town of Brownsville. According to authorities, at least 7 people are dead and at least 12 more hurt after they were hit by a car. This happened around 8:30 a.m. this morning. A senior law enforcement official tells NBC that the individuals were waiting at a bus stop located near a Catholic Charities shelter. It's still unclear about the exact circumstances or a motive surrounding the incident. Authorities say the driver has been arrested and charged with reckless driving. Additional charges are likely. In this week's Capitol Report, Sunrise anchor Carolina Estrain talks with the Texas Tribune Capitol reporter Renzo Downey as they discuss the latest on the Texas legislature.
The legislative session at the Texas State Capitol continues, and we continue to hear from Texas State Capitol reporter with the Texas Tribune. It's Renzo Downey. Welcome, Renzo.
Hey there.
So it's been a busy week. Senate Bill 14, which would block any gender-affirming or hormone therapy medication or any care given to those that are underage. So this is part of the nationwide culture war against transgender teens, against providing that care, and it kind of came down to a boiling point this week at the Texas State Capitol. Renzo, can you tell us about this?
Yeah, so that bill was initially supposed to be on the House floor on Tuesday, and There's a massive protest in the gallery. It's kind of a dramatic scene. I mean, not a mass protest, but there's a decent number of protesters, and they kind of derail what was going on on the House floor. The House Speaker had to clear the gallery. There were a couple of arrests, and ultimately that bill kind of got pushed back in the schedule, not because of those protests, because of a technicality that was happening simultaneously. So like you had this split screen going on the House floor where it's like there are these protesters, but then there's also this technicality that's going to be fought out on the House floor. But that has now kind of made its way through the House.
And we were expecting more of a clear update on where this Senate bill was going to land, but like you said, it's been kind of thrown down the path a little. We will learn more about Senate Bill 14 later on in the newscast. And talk to us about House Bill 5. This was another top of mind bill for this week.
Yeah, this is a pretty major bill that's trying to replace the Chapter 313 that got repealed last session. And so this is trying to bring more development into Texas, trying to keep Texas competitive internationally, right? And so that bill also made its way through the House floor. That was a pretty major priority of the House Speaker, Dave Phelan, and it's also a priority of the Lieutenant Governor.
And what kind of incentives are there for businesses coming in?
Well, a lot of it is kind of geared around school tax breaks for companies. That would be what was in Chapter 313. And so now they're trying to figure out how to attract more business into Texas without that.
Well, thank you so much, Renzo, for this update. We'll continue keeping track of what's happening at the state capitol. Thanks to your help. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, back to you at the desk.
Thank you, Carolina. And that bill, Senate Bill 14, was postponed again, a new technicality from the same lawmaker. The world has now witnessed the much-anticipated event of the coronation of King Charles III and Queen Camilla, held at Westminster Abbey in London over the weekend, which saw some special guests in attendance, a number of celebrities, and many members of the royal family.
Across the UK, royal enthusiasts holding coronation big lunch events in honor of the newly crowned king and queen.
Now we have a new king. We want to enjoy it. We want to embrace it. We want to celebrate it.
From Regent Park to Downing Street, thousands coming together to celebrate the historic day, including U.S. First Lady Jill Biden attending a coronation lunch hosted by British Prime Minister Rishi Sunak. And after Queen Elizabeth II's coronation chicken, members of the public now encouraged to make their own coronation quiche, made with spinach and beans. Sunday evening, the king also celebrated with a concert at Windsor Castle, featuring the likes of Katy Perry and Lionel Richie. The Prince and Princess of Wales making a surprise appearance, greeting coronation concert goers. The King and Queen releasing a statement, thanking the public for the outpouring of support, saying they were deeply touched. It's the first time we've heard from them since Saturday's ceremony, full of pageantry and ancient rituals, followed by the biggest military procession since Queen Elizabeth II's coronation.
It's a wonderful occasion. None of us, except for my 95-year-old mother-in-law, have experienced the coronation before.
And Monday has been declared a holiday in the UK. It's been dubbed the Big Help Out, and members of the public are being encouraged to take advantage of the day to try volunteering. Inez de la Quatera, ABC News, London.
For more on today's news stories, you can come to crossroadstoday.com. Don't forget to submit your birthday wishes. Carolina Strain will read them live on 25 News Now Sunrise. You can also submit a local military hero so we can recognize them.
That rainy day feeling again is here. It's going to dry off, but then it's going to return. We'll talk about it straight ahead. right, weekend's winding down, and we took on some rain, about 1/3 of an inch, but we're going to dry off Monday. We're going to see heat indices potentially with our dew points on the higher side, maybe near 105 on Monday, but then right back at it by Monday night. We start to see some shower chances on the rise, on the increase, and those rain chances pretty much could last right through next weekend. So rainy days ahead for sure. Here's a shot right now out there in Cuero, but here, look at this, 78 degrees. Clouds and rain cooled us down today below average by about 7 to 8 degrees. We've been as warm as 96 back in 1933. All right, here's what we're looking at. So what do we have? Fast-moving upper-level winds that's creating lift with the moisture and the disturbances pushing through. Thus, we're seeing some of those showers and some thunderstorms we had earlier in the day. But right now, for the most part, the strongest of the weather, most severe of the weather, taking place to our north and northwest, where we're seeing severe thunderstorm watches and warnings. So at the moment, not looking like a severe threat for us, just still looking at showers. I'm going to keep us at about a 20% chance of showers overnight. We dry off, but then the showers will return again. We're going to touch on that in a moment. But what happened? Yeah, we cooled down. No sunshine, clouds blocking out the sun's rays, so we're on the cooler side. But dew points on the higher side, all that moisture being retained, we're not dropping down overnight. I think summer is upon us in terms of overnight, morning, and low temperatures. We're staying in the mid-70s in some spots. We'll start to warm, though, throughout the week. We're going to start hitting upper 80s, flirting with 90. But I talked about dew points a second ago. Look where we're at for the most part. So, yeah, mid to upper 70s, holding that moisture in. Thus, we're looking at some of those warm overnights and mornings. But fog, I think the winds will pick up enough tonight, will be breezy enough to not worry about that fog that developed last night, and we've seen a lot of it in the last few weeks. Here's our winds right now. Yeah, 10, 12 mile per hour winds. We could see some gusts up to 20 overnight. That might be enough to keep our fog out of the picture. So here's what we got. We got the dry line. We got little disturbances pushing into the area. We'll dry off for Monday. I talked about some of those fast-moving upper-level winds, but then by Monday night, winds upper level, that is, pick up again. More disturbances and moisture push into the area. We could see some more showers really Monday night, maybe right through the rest of the week, because then in time for the weekend, we'll see some more boundaries and fronts and systems head our way, get very close, if not move into the crossroads. And yes, keeping our rain chances alive, or keeping our rain overall alive. All right, here's our future tracker. Here is what we have. So you see, as we get back into Monday night, into Tuesday, we'll start to see those showers develop again, pushing into the area. And again, it looks to not going to be a complete washout from day to day, but our rain chances again look to stay alive for a good portion of the week. Our water temperature right around 75, seas occasionally at 5 feet. That'll keep us on the choppy, just under the threshold of a small craft advisory. Still, please be careful on the waterways. All right, here's what we got for our other. Let's go. Simon says go. There we go. So here's what we have next couple of days. Water temperatures, yeah, pushing 80 degrees, getting on the warm side. Winds in that 15, 16 mile per hour range. And you see those showers come in later on in the week. All right, here's what we have this evening in the 70s. Overnight 74. We'll be on that breezy side with some gusts. Rain chances start to dwindle. Then tomorrow, 88. Look at that, a little bit breezy. That should feel good with temperatures close to 90 degrees. But then rain chances again on the rise, really for much of the week. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, then into Saturday and Sunday. Look at that. The weekend looking not so good if you want to do some stuff outside that doesn't involve any type of water. For more weather news and sports, you can go to our app. That's at crossroadstoday.com, and that is free with any Android and iPhone. And now, that's right, we go to Zach with sports.
Thank you, Howie. It's do or die for many area teams. I'll have that coming up in sports. Good evening, Crossroads. St. Joseph softball took on Fort Bend Christian yesterday with a chance to go to state. Abby Cantu pitching for St. Joseph. She went the distance, allowing just 1 earned run and 9 strikeouts. The Flyers trailed until a 4-run 5th inning. Abby can pitch, but oh yeah, she can hit to an RBI single to help her cause the Flyers suddenly have the lead. And in the 7th, just trying to hang on, needing 1 more out, a ground ball to Elena St. Jean, the throw in time, and the celebration begins. The St. Joseph Lady Flyers are state-bound, squeezing out the win 5-3. The state tournament, May 15th in Arlington. Congrats to the Flyers. At Riverside yesterday, win or go home, Calhoun, an early 2-1 lead, found themselves in some trouble. Bases loaded, fly ball behind second, but his momentum took him away from the plate. Heads up base running by Floresville. The game is now tied at 2. In the 5th, Calhoun was now trailing 4-2. Ricky Gonzalez goes yard to cut the deficit down to just 4-3. But what a heartbreaker for the Sand Crabs, who let it get away. That homer was the last run they would score as they fall to Floresville at Riverside. Not what they wanted, but great season for the Calhoun Sand Crabs. Speaking of backs to the wall, the El Campo Ricebirds tried to put the Lady Gobblers away. It wasn't so easy. Cuero won game 2, forced to game 3, and in game 3, the Ricebirds woke up the bats, putting up 11 runs. The Gobblers did pretty good themselves, putting up 6, just wasn't enough. Great season for Cuero, who took the 1 seed from Navarro, and congrats to the El Campo Ricebirds. The Texas Rangers bounced back nicely last night after a tough loss Friday. Leading 3-0 going into the 9th, the Rangers put up a 7 spot in Los Angeles to put it away. The Rangers got a great outing out of Nathan Uvalde, who went 8 innings with 5 hits and no runs allowed. The Rangers win 10-1 and are currently 19-13. The Astros in Seattle looking to win again until they unraveled. In the 8th inning with the bases loaded, J.P. Crawford bases clearing double to tie the game. A few batters later, the Mariners would take the lead off a Jose Caballero double, who would bring home 2 more runs. The Mariners would score 7 in the inning. The Astros lose 7-5. The series with the Lakers and Warriors shifted to L.A., and the Lakers handled business. LeBron, for the first time in his playoff career, did not attempt a shot in the first quarter. He still finished with 21, 8, and 8. The Lakers cruising to a 30-point beatdown, winning 127-97. And for the UHV Jags baseball team, their semifinal conference tournament game has been moved to 1 p.m. tomorrow due to weather. Adam, back to you.
All right, thanks, Zach. Stay with us. Coming up, a long shot horse named Mage has won the Kentucky Derby. We want to invite you to experience our new digital streaming service, Crossroads Today Plus, which you can find on your connected TV through Amazon Fire, Roku, Apple and Android TV, and on your cell phone. Just search Crossroads Today Plus. A long shot horse named Mage has won the Kentucky Derby. Mage was making just his 4th career start and was a 15-to-1 shot, but he rallied in the stretch to beat a horse called Two Phils at the finish line. Just after winning, jockey Javier Castellano said Mage is a little horse but has a big heart. That race wraps up a sad week at Churchill Downs, though, because 7 horses died during the week, including a Derby hopeful named Wild on Ice. The deaths have raised new concerns about the sport's treatment of horses. You know, if I wasn't a news anchor, you know what my next job would be?
What?
A jockey.
You a jockey?
I'm
Really?
about 5'7", 5'6".
Well, I rode on a horse whenever we were in Cuero, whenever me and Darius went to the Cuero rodeo. Scary. It was very scary. Just walked around in a circle. I wanted to hop off.
But I think the winner gets like 200,000. So that's
I was going to bet on Mage too.
Man.
I've rode horses. I haven't raced them. But really quick, let's get one more look at our weather. Yeah, we're looking at some showers. But you know what? They'll start to taper off overnight and into tomorrow. Yeah, it looks kind of heavy here, but here's what's really going on. You look off to the north-northwest. Severe thunderstorm warnings and watches. So at the moment, we're not in the severe category like we're seeing in part of Texas up there to the northwest. We'll be in the 70s this evening. We got about a 20% chance of rain. We'll drop to 74. Then tomorrow, up to 88 degrees, a little breezy. We dry up, and then the showers look to return later on in the week. Look at this, as early as Monday night into Tuesday. Then Wednesday, we got disturbances pushing through. And as that rain continues to build, look at that. The weekend, looking at showers as well. Adam?
All right. Thanks, Howie. Thank you, Zach. And thank you for all our viewers. And remember to catch us tonight, 25 News Now at 10. Have a great week, everyone.